Guys, welcome back.
We made it.
We're all still alive.
Yeah.
So
some are.
It looks like our immune systems are healthy. I have to believe our systems have been tested with corona.
Yeah, I think so.
You know?
I mean,
I'm not saying we still can't get it. I'm just saying so far we're winning the fight.
Yeah, I mean, my guess is half this room has it, and there's what?
So are you going
8.
like asymptomatic?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm down for that. I wish I could know that I had it and I was asymptomatic, because then you're just one of the chosen ones.
Yeah.
Like Kevin Durant.
But we don't know if he has symptoms or not. He just said
he's not posting on social
be safe
videos.
I need proof. And if he infected Drake, we have problems.
Yeah.
Did you see he was with Drake?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the problem is we were in that vicinity.
We were there too.
All right. And covered up. You guys were there that night?
They were there after us. Way after us.
Way out. We were in the early cap.
Okay. Well, I know that I have been also not shaking hands or up close.
Yeah.
But I've been in the same buildings and the same nights as victims.
Yes. And I mean, I've been pretty good. I haven't really shook anyone's hand in weeks.
I'm just saying, if you didn't get it from John Turgeon,
yeah,
you don't have it.
Well, he may have it. He just may be.
I'm saying he's definitely a carrier.
The way he was moving around.
He's shaking everyone's hand.
Yeah. So my last interaction with John was Tuesday
of last
week. Today's Thursday. 9 days. So if I don't get anything in 5 days, I'm cruising.
Yeah, you're fine.
That's the assumption is last Tuesday John Turgeon was an active carrier.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I have video proof. If I get it, I'm suing his ass straight up.
I posted the gram.
Oh yeah, you have a video of him assaulting you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Touching my face.
They said on I don't know if this is true because it's from an Instagram attorney, but he said that in the state of Florida, if someone that you know has corona is trying to affect you, you can shoot and kill them legally.
Wow.
You know what? I agree with Florida for once.
Just saying.
So that you're not only allowed to kill unarmed black kids, you can kill
corona.
kids.
You can be like, oh, he coughed.
Yeah.
Imagine the trouble that could cause.
They're gonna just kill all these Asian and black kids.
Stand your ground is already a problem. You give those Floridians, they've been trapped inside for 2 weeks. I'm like, he coughed at me.
Well, they're the only ones still partying on the beach, right?
Yeah, well, it's not them. It's the tourists.
Yeah.
That video we posted of those kids, it made me so mad. I had to keep scrolling.
Really? I really enjoyed it.
Ugh.
I watched it to the end.
It didn't piss me off.
But the
Really?
reason...
Why? It was so funny. They just want to have a good time.
Because that's what's going to affect...
Where's my refund? I agree. Why can't they get a refund?
Yeah, he should get a refund. That guy should get a refund. But I just don't... I can't imagine... Whatever, we'll get into it. Let's start off. Let's start off properly.
Yeah.
We have a guest, and I'm just being... I couldn't help it.
Well, full transparency, we have our first official advertiser.
Wow.
Our first... Listen to this. First advertiser, and this is our first day in a new studio.
And a new studio.
Things are looking up in this viral world.
Good vibes.
Really good vibes. So welcome to the pod, Terry. You actually listen to the pod also.
I do. I'm a pod fan.
Did you hear about this opportunity because we started shouting it out, or how did you know that we were down to do?
My business partner put it on my radar.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Samir.
So it's working.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Backstory, we are friendly with Terry and her business partners for quite some time. Samir particularly for probably 10 years now. And she's the CEO and co-founder of Think Jinx, an amazing new pet food brand that she's going to tell us the story. And what I think this is interesting because, one, we know you. We're also in the midst of the worst week of business ever. And you guys just launched. Congratulations.
We did.
Oh, man.
Exciting
Talk about
times.
timing.
Welcome to entrepreneurship.
Yeah. If you can make it through this, you can make it through anything.
Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, it is. We are in the trenches.
Yes.
Yeah.
So tell us about the brand.
Sure. So we're building a wellness brand for dogs with the belief that the most important pillar of wellness is nutrition, followed by activity. And with that, just trying to design a line of consumables that dogs can eat that kind of are positioned as better options or alternatives than what are currently on shelves, given the category is very noisy, very congested, and almost overwhelming in terms of options. We have put better ingredients in food. Our product philosophy is a bit different in terms of how we've designed our diets. And we're hoping to skin the brand with something that's just frankly more relatable for millennial pet owners.
We saw, that's great. Very well polished on saying
I mean, that's a
that.
CEO, right?
That's a CEO.
That's a CEO.
You asked me what we do. I'm like, I don't know. You guys so close. You guys' packaging is unbelievable. I looked at the ingredients, and obviously there's meat, so I wouldn't eat it, but it looked pretty tasty. I mean, you had a lot of avocado, salmon, and like
Organic
pretty trendy.
chicken,
This is like the
eggs.
Erewhon of dog food.
We call it the Nobu of kibble.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
like
have a
that.
question. If I was quarantined and all out chaos broke out and there was no way for me to get to a grocery store, maybe LA was on lockdown, maybe things were getting real sketchy outside, could I eat it? And
It is not human grade.
okay.
So I have
So
to
it's like
say
Taco
that
Bell.
as like a proper
Taco
legal
Bell.
disclosure.
Yeah.
But I mean, our treats are pretty tasty. I have to say, they taste like jerky. So
Yeah.
if
And you've
you're
had
a
it.
meat eater, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
we like all kind of give it a fair shot.
Okay.
Is that like the
and our dogs eat
initiation
it.
technique? Like, hey, welcome to the team.
No, we don't initiate over at Jinx. It's all voluntary. Yeah, no, it's tasty though. I mean, my older gentleman, my older dog, he has a very picky palate and he eats it. So he's kind of like the highest filter for
Okay.
acceptability or palatability in terms of the taste.
And where are you guys selling right now?
We're selling online
Okay.
at thinkjinx.com. And so luckily for us, we're a D2C brand, digitally native, digital first. And so with that, our business has fortunately experienced a pretty nice bump from
really?
the current circumstance. Yeah, I mean, we're like, free shipping,
Yeah.
food delivery, risk-free. So with that, we definitely started, our Shopify app started kind of pinging once the hysteria started setting in. But with that, I mean, we're trying to get in front of manufacturing decisions because we don't know what's going to happen over the next couple of weeks. And then furthermore, thinking about alternative distribution points and channels because we were supposed to be in Healthy Spots on Monday and
Wow.
they're obviously closing doors to protect their staff. So we have to find, some alternative paths.
I have a question. Can dogs get corona?
They cannot.
They cannot.
No.
Wow.
There's been some misinformation
Okay. Cats can.
as there can
Is
be.
that true?
Oh, I don't know about
I think
cats.
that cat
bats
died.
can.
I think that just.
Okay.
I think that
Bats
man just
can,
was so
that's
sick he
right.
didn't feed his cat.
Okay. So
Wait,
dogs can't get corona.
Are people hoarding dog food the way they're hoarding like toilet paper and stuff? At
Because the
markets?
dog's routine
I
is still
would
the
assume,
same. Right?
I mean, we're seeing a lot of repeat business.
really?
Yeah,
And you're like,
And-
dogs aren't eating food this quickly.
correct.
Are you seeing like order values are super high? Like it looks like a stockpile order?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And we launched a stock pup sale
Yeah.
yesterday because I think we're trying to figure out like our positioning in terms of social responsibility. And so we're just kind of like, if people are buying, we can help them buy more and feel better about
Yeah.
being prepared. So
Yeah.
What about you guys have some pretty fancy investors?
we do.
Yeah.
We do. We've got a
This is
dream
what happens
team.
when the interviewer knows all the inside info.
Yeah. We've got a dream team. So we have a couple of VCs with our lead being Initialized. So Alexis Ohanian over at Initialized has been awesome in terms of just like opening doors and activating his network. And then we've got a couple of high profiles, I like to call them.
Okay.
We've got Will Smith and family. So
Wow.
they're big animal people.
Really?
The whole fam, yeah. And so they're
have a lot
probably
of
the
dogs,
highest
probably.
of the profiles. A lot of animals.
Yeah. Oh, really? Other
They have
animals?
like a zoo.
They do.
Really?
I just
Yeah.
guessed.
Okay.
No,
That's
they
what
do.
happens.
When
you
you're
get
really
rich
rich
enough-
and they have a ranch, I
You
mean,
get
Yeah.
rich
just
enough,
like,
you have to have a zoo.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
part of the thing.
Yeah, I'd have a giraffe monkey. I'd be like Michael Jackson.
Sure.
Without the touching and
Oh, no.
Important.
Who else?
We've got Halsey. So
Oh, wow.
she, yeah, her dog Jagger is like her man and travels with her. So
Wow.
yeah. So we've got Halsey. We've got Lily Singh. Scarborough
Yeah.
has a bigger following than probably all of us.
wow.
Yeah, and then we've got Michael Strahan,
Wow.
Nas.
Okay.
Yeah, to name a few.
Yeah.
We're familiar.
But a good pack, like
Yeah.
all dog obsessed people, which was the primary filter. So
And I think it'd be helpful for the listener because obviously you guys launched, you've raised money, like you're pretty far along compared to where people are just starting out. Like, what's your background?
my background personally is in growth, performance marketing, e-commerce.
Okay.
And then I've got two business partners. And so you guys know Samir.
Yes.
And he's kind of like a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
And focuses most keenly, I think, within our business on strategy and investment strategy. And then Michael has kind of an operational finance background.
Okay.
And so with the exception of product, we kind of cover most bases in terms of like the muscles that we have and the skill sets that we have. And then we've hired a team to kind of fill the gaps
That's cool.
Yeah.
I have one, the big sort of go-to question. A lot of our listeners are entrepreneurs or would like to be. You have now went through this whole process of launching a startup. You've done it also in this terrible time that you could have never guessed for. Any advice to people? I also think the landscape is changing a little bit. I think times are going to be tough for maybe a little bit. Maybe it's not. Maybe this is a time of opportunity. Any advice for the listener out there that wants to do something similar?
Sure. So I jumped from like startup unicorn to startup unicorn, kind of being at ModCloth and then Casper and then Outdoor Voices. I think the learnings I pulled from that, and then kind of upon observation of like this current IPO climate, is just to grow responsibly and make decisions kind of when you're like at or over capacity, not when it's a nice to have, when it's a need to have.
Yeah.
That's probably like the thing that is on the top of our minds every single day. And it's hard, right? Because you want to be proactive and you want to get in front of decisions, but you also have to be able to pay for inventory, pay for people's paychecks, pay for your office rent, right? So I think it's just growing responsibly and making good decisions.
Have you made
Is that
any
boring?
crazy decision in the last
that's-
week because of Corona?
Well, so we were supposed to be in our first retailer on Monday. And because they're closing doors, we are looking into different distribution channels with the kind of most obvious or maybe easy to activate being Postmates.
Got it.
And so just thinking about like on-demand delivery and getting into cloud kitchens and figuring out like how to start casting a wider net in LA specifically, because we've got some inventory here. And because our SKUs are really productive right now because people are stocking up, I think we're just trying to be where the consumer is shopping.
Wow.
I think I have an idea. A TikTok campaign about how dogs can't get corona and don't make your dog suffer in this tough time. Let your dog eat good.
You want to do it for us?
Yeah.
Great.
I need to rent some dog models.
They wanted to give us a dog.
Yeah.
We
I
want an
tried
office
to bring
dog,
my
right?
dog in today, and I was like told
Probably
no.
wouldn't do well. I don't feel like an office dog would do well here.
Yeah, especially with no one in here.
I think the whole like capitalizing on the corona thing and the fact that dogs can't get it, I think is like a really interesting,
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
a talking dog talking to...
It's like a dog that's all healthy because it had had like
just like, what's wrong with you?
cucumber and freaking avocado, and it's like, what's wrong with all these humans?
Yeah. I will say that having dogs and being kind of confined to these like 1,000 square foot apartments has certainly helped my anxiety. Like truly.
Yeah.
Like going a little bit stir crazy to be able to kind of like go outside for 5 minutes and walk the dog, or just have like that companion that doesn't talk but is like energy in the room with you is like
Like
quite,
at hospitals,
it's quite nice.
yeah, they have pet therapy where they bring dogs in for patients to just kind of release that stress or anxiety. So I definitely see how, I mean, when I went for a run yesterday, I mean, dogs were out and like the owners were running, and like I saw a lot of big dog owners.
Maybe you need a dog.
Do I need a dog?
I don't know. Get
You're
a dog.
a runner. It could be you and little
I think so.
Steven.
Steven. Just out for a
Steven's your
run.
dog name.
I would name my dog Steven.
I mean, you have no run club for probably a couple months.
Yeah,
you
easily.
need Steven.
And Dominic doesn't want to leave the house. He's like, why?
Yeah.
He's just happy.
I think kids love
Oh, they love quarantine.
lockdown. Yeah.
How awesome would it be to be a child right now and like not have to
amazing.
go to school?
Yeah.
Oh, and you have your parents there.
Yeah.
And, it's just
And
like
they're
full
probably so
house.
sick of you. They're like, go play your video games.
Right.
Yeah.
Unlimited screen
Oh, screen
time.
time is through
Yeah.
the roof.
Yeah.
TV.
Unlimited screen time.
That whole mental health thing went out the window real quick.
We're gonna have a lot of depression after this thing's over.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
And you have a discount for our listeners?
We do. Yeah. From one fan to another, we are offering 20% off your first order.
Wow.
Yeah. So code is group chat.
like-
Website is thinkjinx.com.
Anything
go check it out.
like all caps, space, anything like that they need to know?
All caps.
All caps group
Yeah.
chat. No space.
And think
Space
Jinx
will work.
X, J-I-N-X.
Covered all permutations.
Okay, we'll put that in the description too of the episode.
Cool.
And
Awesome.
and you're on Instagram, ThinkJinx,
Yes.
TikTok.
All of our handles are at thinkjinx.
Okay, cool. You
Awesome.
guys
Yeah.
need to check it out. We know there are a lot of dog owners because every time I make a sly remark about dogs, I get a lot of DMs.
Yeah, so go buy the food now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you hate
Talk all
D,
that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you hate me, go buy this dog food.
That's true. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. That was
Thank
amazing.
you for having me.
Of
Thank you
course.
for being our first official integrated advertiser.
Yeah,
Wow.
in our
Cool.
new office. This is amazing.
Got me out of the house.
In the middle of a
Good
crisis.
stuff.
We did it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, who's ready to talk about the world? The
We are.
sick world we live in.
Speaking of our previous guest, she also told us there's a money back guarantee. If your dog doesn't like it,
Send it back.
send it back. I wanted to ask how you determine if the dog likes it or not. I guess they just don't eat it.
Yeah, it seems risky. I just feel like you could like get a quick snack for your dog and send it back.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, no, give me.
Yeah. Like,
Because I think you can't really, like, that's probably tough to manage.
I think if you're down to just get one meal,
Yeah.
you could probably burn the discount.
Hey, if you're a scam artist, this is the company for you. But here's the point. My point is, as a first of all, don't do that. Second of all, as a company, like I'm sure that's a great offer, and
Yeah.
it's such a nice offer.
Yeah.
But it has to be like kind of scary. Like,
Yeah.
you know, we went through different times of returns and no returns, and
It's a really
good
tough.
for them for taking the risk. They must really believe in how
Their product.
tasty those freaking avocado
Yeah.
salmon dog treats.
You know
are.
who could do that? Flamin' Hot Cheetos, because no one's returning those.
No, Purell. Send that back. I dare you. Okay, let's talk first. Okay, first thing I wanted to. You guys posted. I forget it was on group chat or G maybe posted it about Penn National Gaming Barstool.
Yes.
So I saw the post that they bought Barstool. Was it for $450 million?
So that was this post kind of went viral. So that's what I really wanted to clarify.
Yep.
Penn National, which is a gaming company, made an investment of around 50 million bucks, somewhere around that range.
Yep.
And at a $36 million, to buy 36% of the company,
Got it.
valuing the business at $450 million.
Got it. So that's the more detailed.
Yeah, so it's like 150 some odd million dollars. And part of that deal was cash and stock. We don't know the breakdown. So let's just for argument's sake, said it's 50% cash. So Barstool and its investors took 75 million bucks. And then the other 75 is equity. This is obviously, I have no idea what the actual deal structure is because people were talking about Barstool's going out of business. No, Barstool is fine. Their investor, Penn National Gaming, on the other hand, might go out of business.
Yeah.
So their stock went from in the 40s to damn near $5 this week, lost 90% of its value because they're in the casino business.
Yeah.
And there is a good chance casinos don't open anytime soon. And casinos are usually flushed with debt because of real estate purchases. And usually,
and because they're cash flow positive, so you can service the debt.
yeah.
You make in theory, a
Free
casino
money.
should be so profitable that they could load it up with as much debt and be able to service it,
Yeah.
and for expansion and whatnot.
so
Until Corona comes to town.
and then
Yeah.
Corona came to town and has just crushed this stock. And the reason why I feel bad is my guess is a lot of hardworking Barstool fans went and bought this stock.
For sure.
For sure.
And it has just evaporated.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that if Penn National Gaming goes bankrupt, which is possible,
Of course.
because they are filled with debt and we don't know when they're going to open again. That doesn't mean Barstool is bankrupt. And by the way, even when you go bankrupt, for people that don't understand bankruptcy law, there's two types of bankruptcies. And one of them allows you to operate and figure out new set of debt structure and move forward. The other one is full liquidation. That's like close the store, sell the door handles, we're out of here.
Yep.
And so even if Penn National does go bankrupt, they'll be able to probably find somebody to finance them and continue operations. And Barstool's already probably a very profitable business and they'll be fine. But it's really funny because it's just Dave Portnoy, El Presidente. You know, he did something really funny. I don't think he's doing it anymore, but like the first week of this Corona drop, he's crossed off his net worth and just put 10 million lower.
Yeah.
And then I think he did it again, and now he's kind of...
Now he's done because it's not funny.
Yeah. No, it's not funny anymore.
Yeah, it's not funny anymore.
I also think if I saw right that El Presidente was a little Trumpy in the sense of downplaying the threat of Corona.
Yes, absolutely.
And so I know, look, that's his thing, and
Yeah.
I know he didn't mean any bad by it,
Yeah.
but for those fans that bought the stock, like, you were kind of misled.
Yeah,
You know, like, that's unfortunate.
exactly. And I think it's interesting. So
It smells like a lawsuit.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's messy. Either way, it's really bad.
shareholders of all these companies that lost 90% of their equity have rights to sue every single one of these companies, and they're all going to get sued because they're going to you didn't handle Corona right.
Well, if he's downplaying the situation and he's a significant stakeholder,
Yeah.
that's misleading
Yeah.
investors.
Big time.
Yeah.
He's new to this whole publicly traded thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
There's got to be some SEC violations there.
yeah. Because he did do a statement like saying, okay, I was wrong. Corona was worse than I thought, whatever. But like, he did it literally like rolling out of bed.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be careful.
Well, I mean, they're technically not publicly traded. They're affiliated with a publicly traded company.
But wouldn't that still apply?
Yeah, that's basically giving
yeah.
indirectly investment advice when you're not a registered investment advisor.
Yeah. Your own.
Maybe
by-
they Portnoy is.
Who knows?
He's El Presidente.
Yeah,
Anything's
anything's
possible.
And he has to give the disclaimer at the end of his little speech.
Anything is possible. Okay. Let's talk about this. Coronavirus cases have topped 218,000 globally. And I would like to go on record and say I bet that real number is closer to 1 million.
Maybe higher.
Maybe higher.
Maybe 50 million.
I mean, I think, look, I went back and read our friend Andrew Watt's post, who had Corona or has Corona, and he's a very well-known guitar player for Bieber and Post
Songwriter.
Malone and songwriter and whatever, incredible musician. He had Corona and he had it bad, and he's a young guy, but he kept going to the hospital and the doctor and saying, I'm sure I have Corona. Nothing. I've never felt anything like this before. And they kept sending him home.
Yeah.
So if that's happening to someone who knows they have it, then you see all these players, Kevin Durant, all these people that are asymptomatic, Donovan Mitchell. I mean, the numbers, if you could literally test the whole country, it's probably 5 million people have it.
Yeah, and I think that is actually probably one of the more comforting things is that the positive coronavirus cases is probably they're saying in America there's 13,000 cases tested for positive. I mean, that's a joke. We know
It's in the hundreds of thousands.
I know 10 people. There's no way in
Yeah, we know 10 people that aren't showing up on that number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to the hospital and reporting themselves as a case.
Yeah.
And so one of the challenges of this whole situation is that testing continues to be a challenge. And if you read people that have tried to get tested all across the country, in like a place like Colorado, I saw they're doing like 150 tests a day. I mean, that's a joke. 150 tests. So it's like, and they're documenting their experience. They're pulling up in their car. Police are telling them, are you in a life-threatening situation? So you eliminate anyone who's not like literally keeled over, like I have to be in the hospital, out of the system. And now try go getting a test. How many hours do you have to wait? How many people are you infecting while waiting to get a test? Yes, you're in your car, but you're interacting with a cop. Like it's just, I don't understand how they're going to scale efficiently the testing process.
Yeah.
It seems like one of the most irresponsible things that anyone is, not anyone, because there's a lot of irresponsible shit happening.
Yeah.
But one of the most irresponsible things is reporting these numbers of cases because number one, it's messing up the death rate.
Yeah.
And number two, it's under portraying the risk that really is out there. Like, you know, all these idiots in Florida spring breaking are like, oh, there's only 2,000 people with it in the whole state of Florida.
Right.
I'm fine. When
Yeah.
like it's actually so much worse. It just seems like, I don't know, they have to fix the way they're talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think the testing part is really, really tough because like many people we know that have gotten it who were not officially tested but had all the symptoms of it, went through the flu, are pretty positive that they got it. Because the flu, I don't know if it's going around in the same capacity as it was 2-3 months ago.
So by and large, everything we understand is if you aren't at risk of death, meaning you have some serious respiratory issue, you have some underlying health issue, they're not admitting you into the hospital and testing you.
Yep.
From what it sounds like, from every story you hear anecdotally, every doctor that is affiliated with the hospital, is that You call your doctor and you say you have all the symptoms. They say stay home because we don't think you're at risk of death.
Yeah.
So those cases are never being documented or even tested. And even the people that show up to the hospital, even getting a test, like I know someone at Cedars that has been there for 10 days and still has no results on the test.
Yeah.
And here's
wild.
the most interesting thing out of Italy is 99% of those who died from the virus had another illness. So 75%. Whoa.
Who was that?
Yeah, you fucking kidding me.
Was that Tim?
We just got tighter over here, and he just starts coughing.
I don't know if you could hear that, listeners, but Tim just let out a real dry cough.
And I saw him try to hold it. He was like,
Yeah, he tried to pull the Stephen Curry.
He couldn't.
No.
There's nothing. I wonder for a white person, is it worse coughing or saying the N-word?
I think coughing right now.
Coughing right now.
I think you could get away with the
If
N-word.
you have a clear respiratory system and you let out a clear N-word, it's like, listen, man. At least it wasn't a cough.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that was a joke in case I don't.
Clear
But
that
no, I
air.
think coughing is literally like, it started with like, there was like racism and stuff against Chinese people. Now coughing, sniffling
Is way
worse
Yeah.
than any sort of racism.
Yeah, you sneeze, people are like, what are you doing?
My last Uber ride, I was like, the person coughed, and I'm like, I'll just get out right here.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're not really close. I'm like, I gotta run an errand. Bye.
It's wild.
And
Can I
it's
ask you guys
like-
a personal question?
Yes.
Since this has all been going on, have you also turned into like a bit of a hypochondriac, or is that just me?
I feel like I have a sore throat every day.
Every day. I wake up every morning with a little bit of sniffles, and
Yeah.
I'm like, this is it.
Yeah.
Do I have a
literally-
fever? Like I start touching myself, like this hurts, right?
Yeah. We have a thermometer at home. We all check our temperature. I always feel like I have a sore throat.
Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure I wasn't alone.
It's crazy.
I've been washing my hands incessantly.
Yeah, me too. Me too. You know what I do? This is a big measure. Is I have been ordering Postmates. I get it. I unpack it all. I then go wash my hands
then-
before I eat because I had
good.
just touched maybe the plastic. I don't know.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's a good measure.
Anyway, I'm turning into a weirdo.
On
This
the-
quarantine is not good for my
No,
brain.
everyone's becoming nuts. So on this Italian thing, it's pretty interesting. So more than 75% had high blood pressure.
Okay.
35% had diabetes, and then a third that may have overlapped with the other two had heart disease. So, and the median age of infected is 63, but most of those who die, the median age was 80.
And that's median age.
Yeah.
So that means a lot were above that.
Yeah.
I mean, good news for younger people. Still tragic and still the reason why we have to be so careful. But
Yeah, so, I mean,
So let me ask you a question. How many of these people would have died during this time period anyways? Like, can we do like the basic math on that?
I would say
think
if you did it in the next year, it's probably pretty high.
like 50% probably would have passed anyways because of natural causes.
Yeah. It's the like, if you're clinging to life,
Yeah.
Corona's hitting the switch.
Yeah.
But damn it. I mean, but I get it. Like, think about the people that are just going through an illness that they would have survived. Like, think about if you're a 50-year-old with a heart condition or something that you would have recovered from and lived to 75, but
Yeah.
this thing's going to cut you off short.
Yeah.
That's why it's so terrible. But it is, I will say that stat, every time I hear those stats, I do feel bad, but I feel really happy to be 33 and have a pretty
Yeah.
strong workout regimen.
and the other lesson is if you need to get something medically checked at a hospital in the near future, you better go ASAP because
Yeah.
the beds are going to be gone.
Yeah.
And I think the extreme measures that are being done aren't being done with the idea like, hey, you're going to crater the economy. It's more, we just don't want to crater the healthcare system.
Yeah.
So that's a whole nother argument.
Yeah.
Like, which would you rather crater? Everyone being bankrupt and broke or a healthcare system where you can't get treated?
Yeah. If I had to choose.
I'd bankrupt the healthcare system because that's unfortunately, this is where people aren't being like people are afraid to speak what's really on their mind. Like in this situation I sit today, unfortunately, sorry to say this, my business is more important than fucking the health of the entire country. And
No,
I know
there's
people
no-
agree with me. They just won't say that.
No, of course. And I'm not saying I'm not saying there's a right answer. I just don't think decisions are being made with everything in mind. meaning like.
Well, I think they are.
I'm sure we're going to get to in some of the topics, but
just rifle through whatever.
I mean, it's just like we're in a race to zero.
Yeah.
The economy is going to zero at this pace.
So Bill Ackman,
like you're talking like 30% unemployment in about 20 days.
Yeah.
So they've already said that it's projected that 20% of the population already has either lost their job or lost hours.
Yeah, that seems light.
That's in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks. And Bill Ackman, a very famous investor, has a fund called Pershing Capital. And he was on CNBC and he's painting the most dire picture. So he's the largest investor of Hilton. And he says, this is going to zero. Okay. And so interesting. He goes and says how infectious this disease is, how much problems there are, and how a company like Hilton he doesn't see a way out for a company like this in the current state. He thinks the right move is shut down the entire country for 30 days, like China, completely contain it, reopen, and then give stimulus to every small business, every person to kind of solve the problem. Okay, if that's realistic, that's what he's saying. But you know what he caveats it by? This is why he does this very passionate. It almost sounds like he's crying. But he's like, you know what? I'm buying stock still. I'm buying great companies. I'm buying McDonald's. I'm buying this. And I'm like, you motherfucking vulture. You're talking about all this. This is why, they talk out of one ear, one side of the mouth is sympathy and humanity, and the other is like, oh shit, McDonald's trading at a 52-week low.
No, and the other thing is the only people that are screaming from the mountaintops about having these full quarantines are people rich enough to stomach it.
Yeah.
So rich people and very liquid people, which is 0.01% of the population, can stomach a 6 month, not 6 months, a 30, 60, 90-day lockdown. Because guess what? In theory, that's the right thing to do if you actually want to stop the virus. But our lockdown is so stupid. Yep. So right now in LA, we're in this quasi lockdown where restaurants you can't go into, takeout, delivery only, grocery markets, and
we'll see by the end of this episode what the update is.
And in about 20 minutes, there'll be a much deeper. But right now, you go by a Whole Foods, a Trader Joe's, there's hundreds of people on top of each other.
Yeah.
That's worse than any restaurant that was experienced 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, our airports are open. So we're letting people come in from all over the world still.
Yeah.
Traveling with this disease, and so we're half-stepping it.
Yeah.
So
it's we're still underreacting.
Right.
We've underreacted this whole time.
Yeah, you're half-stepping this quasi-quarantine that's sure, from this point, I'm sure we stopped some cases from happening, but not to the point where you're dramatically going to affect it.
And I think in regards to the airport, someone who's a Menlo Club member DM me who listens to the pod, and he's like, I just came back from Ireland to New York, and they took a thermometer to my head.
Oh, they did?
Yes.
That's the first I've heard.
And he's
in the U.S., I hope.
And he said, in New York City.
Okay.
And he's like,
I blew 103. They said, welcome home.
Yeah. They're like, come on in, buddy. We don't know how to test you anyway. Fuck it.
Yeah. And he said that, he said he got tested, but the temperature was checked. Interestingly enough, he's like, they used the same thermometer on everyone's head. He's like, they didn't wipe it down. So he's like,
they touched their actual head?
Yes.
Ugh.
And then he flew home to New Orleans, and he was like, and now they didn't do anything between New York and New Orleans. So if you lived in New York City and you're fine.
Yeah, and you're just carrying
it. You're just carrying it. And so, and the problem is I actually think before we lock down the city, because I want to know the numbers at the hospitals right now, people that are walking in infected in Los Angeles. And then I want to know, why haven't you shut down the airports? Shut down the airports first, before you shut down the entire fucking city.
I mean, I think shutting down a small Italian cafe on 3rd is not as important as shutting down the airports.
Yes.
It's ridiculous. I mean, how the fuck are we allowing, I know I keep saying it, but how are we allowing kids to be back to back against each other on a beach in Florida right now?
Or Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are we even allowing that?
How is Trader Joe's and Whole Foods and Ralph's, how is this allowed?
And you know what's happening is this is what's happening from what I hear is because they're limiting the amount of people inside. So
That's bullshit. I live literally 5 feet away from a Trader
But let me
Joe's.
just say, even if that is the case, all you're doing is eliminating the crowded people inside by putting the crowded people outside.
Right,
Yep.
exactly.
What's the difference?
So there is a line outside, but the inside looks slammed just as much.
It's gnarly. And then what about like the State Department is just giving a warning that people shouldn't travel
Yeah, like
internationally?
newsflash.
Yeah.
They're nothing's like,
They said, it's a level 4.
Non-essential
That-
travel.
That's equivalent of like, post 9/11, we're on like red alert, but our daily lives keep like red alert.
Yeah.
We're about to get bombed by someone, but hey, keep going on with your normal life.
yeah, 100%. I mean, yeah. Jesus. Okay. And then we talked a little bit about joblessness.
Yeah.
That's through the roof. And this is the thing that gets me is this is literally, like you just said, Anand, 2 weeks, not even a full 2 weeks
Yeah.
into this process. And you know me, listeners, I've been the most optimistic guy in the world about Corona. My most optimistic guess is this is like a 3-month thing.
Yeah.
And with more strict lockdowns. So 2 weeks in, our jobless numbers, our unemployment, or it's 20%, whatever it is, it's going to be absolutely devastating.
So jobless claims rose from 70,000 from last month to 280,000 this week, which is a substantial increase. It's obviously lagging. So this week, what we see next week will be a big indicator of how many people went unemployed.
Yep.
And it's just gonna like, there's only so much businesses can afford to pay, right? So if you're like Marriott put everyone on furlough, that technically does not mean you're unemployed, but you're not getting paid either.
But is that a way to get out of unemployment? Or what's
So that's what I'm hearing. There's a lot of unemployment.
No, we have friends that just got told today they're on furlough.
And
so
that-
basically that means like your job's still here, you're just not getting paid for that.
and you can't go on unemployment.
Correct.
That's
which is the big
trick.
scam.
You'd
Because-
rather be fired.
Yeah, but the problem is you'd rather get fired if you know you're not getting your job back. This is with this false hope that your job's still going to be there.
Yeah. It's the worst case. For employees, it's the worst case.
It's
Because
so
furlough,
tricky.
you don't know.
So you know how we talked about, is this worse than 2008, I think 10 days ago? At the trajectory we're going, this is significantly worse than 2008.
Yeah,
Here's
at
my
this
only
point.
question: is this
Unless a vaccine pops up out of nowhere.
Or, it depends on
Yeah.
the stimulus check. So Mitch McConnell offered today in his proposal $1,200 a person if your income's under $7,500.
okay?
Okay, so it's essentially be
75,000.
75,000.
Yeah.
And I think that's 2,500 a couple. And then I think you get like $1,000 if you have a child or something like that.
But one time.
It could be monthly because I think they're expecting it to last longer than a month.
Did
But
they?
It's unclear if this is going to, but that's not enough money. That
No,
is
it's
just
not even
enough-
close to enough money. And did they do anything about the no eviction? Or that was just an idea.
no. I mean,
That's happening in France and I think other countries. But
How are you gonna enforce
structurally,
that?
you can't we're just not set up to have these bailouts properly. Like this isn't a $1 trillion stimulus. This needs to be like a $6 trillion stimulus. We don't need a stimulus for banks and the stock market.
Yeah.
You need a normal person stimulus.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
need like average people that be like, great, I don't have to worry. I can't go into my work, but I am able to pay rent and pay for my kid to eat.
Yeah.
and
right?
the stimulus
it's that
has to
basic.
be, and the stimulus has to be staggered based on location. Dude, the $1,200 is fine for Mitch McConnell's state, which I think is like Missouri, Kentucky, whatever. And bubble fuck.
Blue bloods.
Yeah, blue bloods can go get away with $1,200.
Yeah.
$1,200 here? You can't do shit.
That's your bird bill.
Yeah. Like, it's just unfair that,
Well, it's just not. I mean, the government's not prepared. This is the problem, right? The government wants to institute quarantines, right?
Yeah.
And that's probably the right health decision. However, they're not making the economic decision that needs to be made that coincides with that decision because they just don't even understand or don't have the political clout or ability to stimulate the economy the way it needs to be.
But why are you dropping interest rates?
To prop up the stock market.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Hey, let's
who-
quarantine and prop up and drop interest rates. That does nothing for.
If you own a home, then you can refi, take that money out. Maybe if you have equity in your home.
but what percentage of people
lower your
own a
payments.
home and have
waiter
equity?
that now no longer will have a job for the foreseeable future has a house that they're refinancing?
Yeah.
It's really, really crazy.
This quarantine affects. This is like when you talk about wealth inequality, it crushes the bottom half of this country.
Oh, it's the worst. And the thing
Yeah.
on so
and
many
the stimulus
levels.
is for like the people who own Apple and Google stock. It's like so
who are
stupid.
fine anyway.
And-
The
and-
people who are fine anyway are going to come up off of this.
And they're
no
the ones
interest rate.
screaming from the mountaintops, let's quarantine. It's the right thing because I'm rich, I'm liquid, and I love my 6-bedroom house that I get to
And it makes all their stocks come back, all their investments come back quicker.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, like, let's just hurry up and get our shit back quicker.
Yeah, exactly. That's why when I'm hearing Bill Ackman give this like sob speech and then he's like buying stocks, he's going to make $5 billion.
Why'd you even say that?
Yeah, like just shut the fuck up.
Shut up, Bill.
Yeah, go to the Hamptons and leave us the fuck alone.
Yeah, keep betting
Get
on
back
zero,
on that
you
cycle.
loser.
He's a big cycler.
Yeah, get back
Yeah,
on your stupid
you know what?
bike.
Cycle the fuck out of this country.
Cycle to fucking Italy and go help them.
Yeah, like give some money or shut the fuck up.
I don't want to hear shit from a rich person unless they're giving money.
No, exactly. And even
Nothing.
you know, I got some. We got a DM about Facebook, and they're doing this that $1,000. I'm like, but you don't. So we got a DM saying from I believe a Facebook employee, kind of complaining that I was shitting on Facebook.
Yeah, shut up.
I'll tell you why you need to shut up. Is because this company has made tens of billions of dollars over the last decade. They owe it to society now to help their small business
that
owners.
$1,000 is for their employees, right?
$1,000
That's
and then the
fine.
100 million, which still says in the articles I read that says ad credits, he's saying it's just cash. I don't care if it needs to be billions of dollars. These American companies and billionaires can solve this problem for us.
Yeah, they absolutely
Financially.
can. And they might
do
have
it.
to. I don't think that they will necessarily, but I'm saying that might be the only way.
Yeah, like Nike's giving 15 million. Fuck off, 15 million.
Yeah, to me, though, this goes two ways, and I think it goes, unfortunately, the bad way, is it makes the wealth, the inequality gap, like, massive.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally the haves and the homeless.
Yeah.
And then, or this is the time when all of these people that have had an incredible 12 years of economy step in and help.
So the latter's absolutely not happening.
know.
0% chance.
Yeah,
like, there's a better chance Pete figures out what the right stimulus bill is.
Or Pete cures Corona. Damn it.
You be careful. You wait. I'll
It's
make a
so
come up out of it.
wild. You want to know what pisses me off too? Is that China keeps getting talked about like they're good.
It's the best propaganda.
Yeah.
It's unfreaking believable what they're doing.
Freaking believable, man. Now
Yeah.
they're celebrating.
They literally go into Wuhan and saying we got no new cases.
They literally have no new cases.
Ugh,
And what's
fucking
interesting is,
fuck off.
so, there's been a lot of kind of conversation about Trump calling it the Chinese virus, which I've found the Kung Flu. I mean, these are just really good nicknames.
Kung flu.
And
Damn.
he got asked in the press conference, like, did you guys call it the Kung Flu? And he goes, yes, it's from China.
He said
Yeah.
it's from China.
China.
You know what? I gotta be honest. I'm with Trump on this.
Yeah.
Fuck China.
So-
this is your virus, you assholes.
And
Go
so
eat a bat.
So I'll give you where the woke crowd is going wrong. I obviously don't support racism. There's not like I'm a very liberal person, but like we are fighting, like people are fighting for their lives.
Yeah.
And there are people seriously spending all their time fighting against the word Chinese virus.
So
And
stupid.
Here's the reality. This came from China. There's an article outlining day by day how China knew that this was a fucking virus that would go from human to human, and they did not share that with the rest of the world or the World Health Organization. They could have locked down the country a month earlier, had it all contained in China, and we wouldn't be talking about this. They fucked up.
Yeah.
And they need to get punished.
Yep.
And so what Trump is doing, he may be doing it for racist reasons, but what the reality is he's reminding you that it came from this particular country. Their lack of judgment has affected the entire world.
Here's my question. If this started in the NBA,
Mm-hmm.
and I called it the NBA virus,
Yeah.
would that be fucked up? If it started in WeWork and I called it the WeWork virus. If
No.
it started in fucking China,
Yeah. So
stop jumping on racism.
This is how stupid woke people are. So you're worried about him calling it the Kung Flu, which I think is hysterical.
Hysterical.
The
Kung Flu is
China
good.
virus.
I mean, it's just undeniably good.
Yeah.
But how about you actually ask the right question? Why aren't we putting sanctions on this country that mishandled a virus that's crippling the U.S. economy.
Yes.
I agree.
Like, why aren't we doing that? Why isn't that conversation being held?
Because you know why? And I get it. If you're an Asian American and there is racist tone being, directed towards you, that's your most concern. So I go look and I start seeing, I do see some Asian people speaking about it. It's mainly white people that are offended.
It's always fucking white people.
White people are
Portland.
so annoying.
It's literally all white people in
Like,
Portland,
shut up.
Oregon
Like,
that's speaking out for everyone.
There's a perfect image from the primaries back from Super Tuesday in Oakland. You had Bernie supporters who were white calling Biden a racist, and Biden's supporters were all black cheering on Joe Biden.
Yeah.
So it's like literally that.
I can't believe that even this is as severe as it gets.
Yeah. You're still woke?
Other than mass extinction, right? Asteroid.
And we're
Other
pretty
than
close
this,
to this.
you're still fucking woke.
Yeah.
Of all the shit you have to deal
You're
with.
actually about to be asleep.
You are about to be fucking
Permanently.
sleep. Oh my gosh.
And
It's
then-
just like, what I don't get, honestly, is like, I understand the racist element, kind of. And I think racism is absolutely repulsive.
Yeah.
That being said, it started in China.
Yeah.
It was mismanaged.
China or China?
China.
It started in China, okay? And it was mismanaged by China, okay? So calling it the China virus is not that big of a fucking deal.
No, it's not
We're
at
not
all.
saying these fucking Chinese. No
We're
one's
not saying
that.
Chinese Americans are to be blamed for this.
Like, if
No
it
one's
started
saying
in
that.
Connecticut, it'd be the Connecticut virus. It's the it's your fault, assholes. You bail us out.
Yeah.
You rich Chinese dicks.
And
Yeah.
then just to add to
Sorry,
the
I'm
China
pissed.
data.
Where's fucking TikTok now?
Yeah.
Give us some fucking money for all this dancing we've been doing. Assholes. Yeah. Fucking Huawei.
They're literally laughing at us. You idiots are sitting at home, locked up, dancing on our app.
all the content's
Yeah.
about Corona.
Yeah, and TikTok's probably getting engagement through the roof.
Through
Yeah.
the roof. You
And-
know it's insane.
And then just to add to the brilliance of the Chinese,
Yeah.
so they kick out U.S. journalists that are affiliated with Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, every like credible news publication out of China 4 days ago. What happened since those 4 days?
No new viruses.
No new viruses. They've cured everything.
Shutting down the
President-
hospitals.
Yeah.
I heard all the pop-up hospitals are shutting down because there's no one to even treat.
Yeah.
So who knows what to believe, but damn, their propaganda is good.
Yeah.
So their propaganda is good. So is Russia's, by the way, right?
Yeah.
They have
Russia's
no cases, right?
Nah, nobody never made it here. Sorry.
Yeah.
And they border, I think, China, right?
Yeah, the biggest border. But nope, didn't make it here.
Yeah.
The only thing that I will say I do trust is Apple and the fact that they opened up all their Chinese stores.
Yeah.
I mean, G
like,
might have just
man.
told him that you open these stores or you're out of the country.
Also true. But I just think like, look, it's a cool light at the end of the tunnel because you see someone who is 2 months ahead of us seeing the other side of it. That being said, we're not going to lock down like China did.
No.
So their 2 months is our 6.
Yeah.
Or 8 or a year.
Yeah, and I think Italy is the example. Italy has more debts than China now. Italy also has a much older population and they have other things.
And they all
they're
live
dealing-
together and shit, right?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
much, I mean,
It's because old people are living with young people, that right?
Sure. I mean, I don't know if that's all of Italy.
No, I think that in the Italian culture,
It's not like
families live together
Yeah.
more and they're super crowded with elderly people mixed in way heavier,
Yeah.
is what I heard.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's hitting them so incredibly hard and why those death numbers
Possibly.
look insane.
Yeah,
I mean, there's
I'm
a video circulating online of a guy whose, I think, grandmother passed away in the bed and like no one can come get her. And she's just dead in the bed and he has her like wrapped up in the
Wow.
bed. Like it's
Yeah.
insane.
Italy's definitely
like devastating what's going on there. But the beacon of hope are Korea, Singapore, Taiwan. They're all back to normal. more
and
or
they're
less.
not communist countries. They're
But they're like, I mean,
Semi-
Singapore is technically
Yeah.
dictatorship, democracy.
Yeah.
It's
They
like-
treated
Can't
it
even
way
chew gum.
heavy. I mean, they weren't spring breaking in Clearwater. right?
No, and Korea is they were able to shut things down for a short period of time, bring them back online, but they were also probably giving businesses like the ability to function, which
Yeah.
we're not going to do here.
Yeah.
Like these bailouts are going to be so short of what they need to be.
Yeah.
And people are going to suffer,
Even
including
the
us.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
The $1,200, $2,400 payroll tax, that is nothing.
Yeah.
That's nothing. And they're like, we're gonna say everyone doesn't have to pay rent. I'm like, says who?
Right, yeah,
You're gonna go
landlord.
talk to our landlord?
Yeah,
You know what
please.
he's gonna
Yeah.
do?
Talk to this
he's
guy.
gonna fucking tack on late fees and fuck us.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll tell him you said so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I give
Just
your
send
number,
your
right,
Twitter
Mitch
feed.
McConnell?
Yeah. Thanks, Mitch.
Yeah,
Jesus.
it's just scary.
The scarier
And we're
is
day 4.
We're it's literally, we're like, we in the last 2 weeks went from like, look, I don't know, it seems pretty serious, to like, this is fucked.
So-
this is trying to help us.
And my honest, like, personal view that obviously not many people, I've now gone the other way where I think this whole thing is a fucking joke. And I am not like, I understand the health severity and we need to protect the most vulnerable people.
Yep.
And I agree, giving them the best health care, putting them in isolation, and them giving them a hope for this to really calm down. But like, and I'm down with social distancing to an extent. Like, I get it, but like, we cannot devastate an entire generation and our entire future over. That's what I want to know, the math. If they're projecting 1 million people to die in America, that's like the craziest stat I heard, right?
Yep.
How many of those 1 million were going to die anyways?
I agree, man. It's not a...
Because if it's like 900,000...
You mean in what time frame? We just accelerated, like,
Yeah, the
we
problem
cut
is-
them by like 3 years or 2 years?
No,
or 5
I'm
years?
saying like, there are people that are like...
We're just saying calendar 2020 dying, so you died in March instead of September.
But these, unfortunately, dude, this is like...
This is what Vanessa Hudgens got in trouble for, by the way.
What?
She went on...
I saw that, but
She got canceled.
I'm articulating like, we have to, as a country, make a decision. We are a democracy. We have to do what's best for the most amount of people. We can't help everyone in this situation. We just can't.
Yeah, I
Because here's the problem: is if we go shut down for 6 fucking months,
Yeah.
we're done.
If
We're
we
all
shut
cratered.
down 6 months, there will... you have the gun, right?
I'm gonna
Yeah,
go buy.
yeah.
I will honestly. I will go buy an AR-15
Yeah.
if we're shutting down for 6 months.
Yeah,
There will be guns on the streets. You will be walking down Wilshire
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
with
I won't be
loaves of
walking
bread.
down nowhere. Let me tell you
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I'll be in my fucking house eating Jinx dog food.
Yes. I'm gonna start eating meat. I'm gonna have to
Yeah, you have to, because you might have to eat your neighbor.
shoot him down and eat him.
Yeah, but let me borrow my gun.
Yeah. I don't- like,
We're
The
handling
problem,
this.
the problem is what we said in the beginning. The health decisions and health policies aren't being coincided with the economic. And if you don't do both at the same time,
Yeah.
you're going to create chaos.
I agree. I think the other thing is like it's really clean to say an 80-year-old with lung disease that would have died in July. I think that there are also like, 50-year-olds with disorders that are treatable or people that are on oxygen but
Yeah.
that will still survive for a long time that this would kill.
Because my thought is like, we're doing the social distancing. I think for a city like LA that's so spread out and where people just have to be out because the
Yeah.
weather's nice,
Yeah.
we've clearly slowed the virus to some extent. Okay?
Yeah.
Let the hospitals catch up, go build the triage facilities, and then we have to figure out how to get to some normalcy of life.
Yep.
And people will get sick, but hopefully we'll have enough ventilators. We have all the American companies. Dude, American companies are incentivized by profit. Make this their fucking problem.
Yeah.
Go make the automotive companies aren't going to be selling fucking cars anytime soon. Cool. Let them make money off selling ventilators to hospitals and servicing us. We'll keep paying our health insurance. So if God forbid something happens, we get the best treatment.
That's
like,
what Elon said he was doing, right?
Yeah, he said Tesla's going to start making
That'd be
ventilators.
sick to have a Tesla ventilator.
After he was
You know?
mocking it, he's like, fine, fuck it. I'll build you a damn ventilator. Because he's been downplaying the seriousness of Corona since the beginning.
Yeah, but I'm saying like
true.
we should be putting the resources there then. Give the money to the healthcare facilities so that you know what, we're back in business but we're prepared to have the onslaught of medical attention needed.
Yeah,
and I
why
don't know
not
if that's even possible, but at least in a few weeks with the current status of where we're going, we should have had some impact. If we don't, then this is not controllable anyways.
The thing is, you'll never know because they're not even counting the real cases. So
Yeah.
what's going to happen is there is going to be an influx of tests coming
Yeah.
to this country, one way or another. And those tests are going to start to reveal how many people really have it. And that's going to look like
Yep.
cases are increasing.
Right.
And so now people are going to panic even more. Lockdowns are going to increase. That's what's going to happen. You can see it clear as day because whatever. But it's just, I don't know. I wish LA would say, hey, we're converting the fucking Coliseum into a medical thing right now. It'll be done by Wednesday, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Instead, you're just going to keep punishing us.
Yeah.
And where's the, I don't know. I mean, I know there's a tent outside of Cedars or something like that, but like, where's the dramatic action on that side?
Weren't you just at the hospital? There was
I
no
was
one
at
there.
UCLA hospital for 30 hours. There was no talk of corona.
You said the hospital was empty.
The hospital was empty, and they said there was 0 corona patients.
This is a scam.
I might start doing some investigative journalism here.
And
UCLA
UCLA is
a scam
a
or not.
Trauma One center in Southern California, one of the biggest hospitals in the country.
Yeah.
And they were building all the quarantine stuff. I asked every doc, nurse, technician, what's going on? They're like, we expect it to come, but it's not here.
Jesus. Okay. That's not the same thing that WeWork is saying.
No.
Okay. They expect it to come. They didn't expect it to come.
Yeah.
It is there.
Yeah.
2 more coronavirus cases in New York at a WeWork.
Yeah. I mean,
WeWork
WeWork
just seems, come on, if you're going to a fucking WeWork.
WeWork
right
should
now,
just be out of business.
They need- I don't
even-
forget corona. This is like, I mean,
It's over. WeWork needs to shut the fuck down.
to
It's
shut
over.
it down. This
It's
is a
over.
sign. This might be actually a sign from the universe, this whole corona thing, that
just-
WeWork needs to shut
You
down.
know, you know who's defaulting first? The fucking WeWork tenant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instant.
I
Tomorrow.
mean, yeah.
It's like their lease. I mean, their occupancy is going to be.
and
insane.
here's the, you're talking
I mean, their
about.
entire business is literally the worst possible scenario is now not having long-term commitments, short-term leases.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's like, fuck it, I'm out.
Yeah.
And my guess is that so many of their WeWork tenants are small business owners, one, that are going to get crushed. 2 are maybe 1099 type creators or 1099 contractors.
Yeah, they're out.
Like, I feel bad for this is I give millennials a hard time. I actually feel bad. This is very similar to we were joking about with Anthony how like my generation was crushed when we came out of college. It was a recession. 2008, we finally get our life together. Crushed again. Millennials. This is going to set millennials back a decade.
Yeah, because all they've known is Robinhood TikTok influencing. Tesla's just up, up, up.
Yeah.
And TikTok is full of the brokest looking people giving stock advice. Guys, this is our opportunity.
Buy
Everyone's
low,
blah,
sell
blah, blah.
high.
We started big. Like literally one of the big trends is that investors that started investing in 2020 only know good.
Yeah.
Because they think right now, like they think this is the bottom of the bottom
Yeah.
after 8 days in.
Yeah.
And it's all up from here.
Yeah.
Insane. And everyone looks broke as shit.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make fun of anyone. I'm saying don't take investing advice from the guy in the backseat of a Toyota Camry talking into his TikTok. That's investment advice number
Can
one.
you imagine if TikTok was around when crypto was on fire?
Oh my! They would have pumped it
Oh
up.
my God. I wouldn't have been able to be on it. Okay, a couple new things because we're lagging.
I think the biggest because I know we got to
Talk about
jump
the king. You have to talk about the king.
Which king?
LeBron.
The only king.
I didn't see his
So
Instagram.
I watched it. He posted like 6 or 7 stories. He's in quarantine with Savannah.
Yep.
I saw a bunch of people in the house. Maybe the whole house is quarantined.
I'm sure it's staffed.
50
sure.
people
But
quarantined.
like it was like Savannah was being forced to cut out her own hair
Then
extension.
The next clip had like multiple staff members.
Yeah, it's probably a dream scenario.
And now they're saying 2
Lakers have
Lakers.
tested positive, and they haven't even tested the whole team. I mean, there's only like 12, 13 guys
I mean,
on a
that
team.
shit
I mean, those guys are
spreads.
out. Lakers are out.
But that shit also just spreads so
It's
fast.
contagious.
Contagious as fuck, though.
That's how this shit works.
But I mean, damn it, man. I'm saying that shit is really contagious.
Well, let me tell you who doesn't give 2 shits.
Who?
Golfers.
Fucking golfers.
Golfers are this amazing article in New York Post. There are golfers hit with new rules etiquette amid a coronavirus pandemic. So they're clearly still playing golf.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? You're on the
And
field.
there are some new rules. One
3
is
to a group.
no handshaking or fist bumping.
Ugh.
Maintain 6 feet from each other.
Okay.
Some people say, whoa, that's extreme, but we're trying to be proactive. That's real proactive. Like,
Jeez.
don't show up.
Yeah.
The resort has also installed raised holes that balls easily bounce out of to urge golfers not to use their hands to pick up the ball.
Well, that's
I
one
don't
of the
even think
dumbest
that's
things I've ever heard.
Possible.
I don't think that's possible. So I have friends who are members of country clubs around here. They're still playing.
Yeah.
The big obstacle they have is no caddy.
Ugh.
And they're saying,
disgusting.
so this place in New Jersey is encouraging people to walk instead of carts so that you're not sitting next to each other, and you have to wipe down the cards.
No caddies.
I want to see an article that says how different people are affected by the coronavirus. Like LeBron James has not been able to trim his beard for 7 days.
Yeah.
Bill no longer has a caddy.
And
then like Stephanie has lost everything that she ever had.
And her
children
husband,
are
who
starving.
had heart disease, is dead.
And her children are starving. And she doesn't know when her next check's going to come. And the whole no eviction thing doesn't seem to apply at her apartment complex.
Yes, exactly. And by the way, we can't find her to give her $1,200.
That's real life. It's insane.
It is. It's going to be the saddest. If we don't do something drastic on the financial side, this is going to be the saddest ending.
I agree.
Okay, great place to all take a breather and run some ads. If anyone's got any money, we're not sure. It might just be us and Think Jinx against the world. So here's our ad spot. If there's ads, you know someone's still got a budget. If not, they don't. All right, we're back. Let's talk about Oprah and sex trafficking.
Mm-hmm. Good time to talk about those two.
Good time to combine those two. And believe it or not, those two are actually in the same story. So from what I gather, I try my absolute best to never let my brain reach the deep, dark depths of the internet.
Yeah.
I saw that was that a DM that we passed around?
Someone sent me that and I posted it.
Okay, so thankfully D got a DM from a very in the know. First of all, I just want to, real quick, sidebar, all those people that know somebody at the FBI or the Pentagon, fuck you, okay? Fuck you, fuck your friends. There were good friends of mine that lied to me and said, I have a friend at fucking
They
Quantico.
weren't just copy and pasting?
Yeah.
Are they
Everyone just got it, and then for some reason it went viral like fucking Corona. They all said that it was their contact.
friend.
Oh, God.
And so literally people that I know and respected and trusted.
Thank God it's in the past tense. Because anyone who sends me that, I'm like,
No, it's
what's
over.
wrong with you?
We got one sent today.
And I said, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, I have
know what's
friends that are
crazy?
losing jobs and friendships. over
I
this.
know an insane amount of people, an insane amount of people.
Yep.
No one, and I know people that work in the government, nobody sent me that.
Well, let me just say, you have a smarter crowd.
No. I'm saying my friends who would actually know this information.
Yeah.
Did not send me. I got it
Oh,
sent
the
to me
dummy
like
sent it to
100
you.
times
Yeah,
though.
okay. Yeah, well, it's fucking annoying and fuck all you guys. I just want to say.
The Stafford Act.
So in a similar thing, there was this whole thing, this QAnon fucking internet dumb
Not
shit.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, QAnon going around. That like this was all a cover up. This whole Corona thing is a cover up for this crazy
Sex trafficking.
Oprah's tied into it. Prince Andrew's tied into it.
Tom Hanks was arrested for pedophilia in Australia, being held in a hotel room.
Harvey Weinstein was tied into it, which that's just public knowledge.
Yeah.
What happened? Jeffrey Epstein in exchange
Bill Clinton,
for blah blah blah.
You
Spielberg.
can't have a conspiracy theory without Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, of course. I mean, if you're a conspiracy theorist, like a Reddit psychopath, Cheeto eater, that Jeffrey Epstein thing was probably your dream come true.
Yeah.
Because it was proof that
And you
weird
could
shit
tie in
happens.
anything to it.
Yeah. So anyway, the big thing was Oprah's name was trending yesterday super hard on Twitter, so much so that it got brought to her attention, and it was about her being involved in this sex trafficking pedophilia thing. And so much so that she felt the need to tweet and said, just so you guys know, I have not been arrested.
Yeah.
I was not indicted. This is disgusting and ridiculous.
And so I'll give you my theory on this whole thing. If you look at the list of people listed in this kind of crazy story, I'm pretty sure they're all liberal, all Democrats.
Makes sense.
And I looked at the time when this started trending because I've been waking up insanely early. It's these really odd hours of the early morning. Mm-hmm. This is Russian bots, Russian trolls spreading crazy information to get people all, because, in middle America, or if you take, specifically conservatives, Republicans, they hate Hollywood.
Yep.
I think it's the most evil thing ever. And we're still in the midst of an election year.
Yep.
So brainwashing takes time.
Yep.
And if you look at what happened in 2016, that was 1 year of Cambridge Analytica really nailing these people.
Yep.
And people read this type of stuff who are liberal, who do have common sense, and subconsciously do get brainwashed.
Of
You don't
course.
realize it.
It's human
but
nature.
Yeah, you get brainwashed. It's not your fault, but that's what they're doing. And if you look at Twitter in odd hours of the night, it is the craziest shit is trending. It's clearly Cancel Biden. now it's all Biden hate because now he's going to get the nomination because these are Russian trolls and bots. It's a joke. It's so obvious that that's what's happening at this point. Like, there isn't all the Bernie Sanders people doing it because 3 weeks ago when Bernie Sanders was the clear nomination winner, I would wake up in the middle of the night and I would see
pro Bernie.
No, cancel Bernie stuff.
Well, the Russians want Bernie.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, depending on what was going on, what's trending is so easy to hack.
Yeah.
Because it gets people believing in this stuff. And this is a perfect example of it.
I also don't want you to underestimate the fucking crazy, dark bullshit that our own people do.
Yeah.
I just think, I wish there was a way that Corona could, get those people first.
I think Americans are funding it, but it's happening in Russia.
Yeah, but I'm saying, there's crazy shit in, Reddit world where people love to stir up shit here.
Yeah, and I actually learned how the mechanics of the Russian bots work. Apparently, they have Russians are paying for farms in Manila, data farms,
Africa.
And they have. If you look at any blue checkmark person that's saying something, and there's all this debate, and it's people sub-100 followers, that are just creating chaos, and those trace back to Manila, but they're actually from Russia.
Yeah, it's wild. I wish there was a way that you could.
We really should get these Russian bots for group chat.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, that'd be sick. We'd be huge.
Yeah.
I just wish you could, there was statistically, Corona has seen to kill mainly people who have spent the most time on Reddit. Yeah. Something some stat like that. Why do the old people got to go? Okay. Let's talk about Uber, man. I thought Uber would be absolutely crushed in this whole thing.
Yeah.
And they're having success. Why?
So they're definitely not having success as a company.
Yeah,
they just kind of came out. Their stock has just been clobbered. And it was trading at a low of $14 the other day. On Thursday, it surged 40%. And
also, it's just that day.
And the reason being was that the CEO came out and said that they have $6 billion in cash on hand. They have another $2 billion of debt they can tap. And that they have enough cash reserves to kind of handle this crisis. The challenge is they potentially, the challenge for their crisis is you have the shutdown, however long that is. You also have a change in behavior. So take myself, for example. If, for example, in 30 days, everyone's like, you know what, the chance of Corona is lower. I don't know if I'm necessarily hopping back in an Uber knowing that is another, I'm just giving myself another shot of getting it. So I'd probably change my behavior is what I would think a lot of people are doing. It's the same thing what's going to happen with travel and flying and things like that. It takes a while to get comfortable with doing those things. So I'm curious to see if Uber has so much pain today, what does pain look like 6 months from now? Are people just comfortably just hopping back in an Uber pool with 6 people?
Well, Uber pool I think is defunct at this point.
Yeah.
But I mean, the whole reason that they went up is because he said they had, at the very least, even if they miss all projections, they have at least $4 billion in cash. So the idea is this, in theory, should be over by the end of the year. And yeah, maybe 30 to 60 days, people change behavior, even if all of a sudden we're told Corona's fine or whatever. But by the end of the year, if people aren't jumping into Ubers, we have much bigger problems.
Agreed.
That you shouldn't go to an office building. You shouldn't go to a restaurant. You shouldn't do anything. And at Uber, you're 4 feet away from your driver.
Yeah. But a lot of
you
Uber
shouldn't talk to a waiter. Then you're talking a real quarantine. So, I think the whole reason people had faith in the stock today is because okay, let's write this year off. We know ride sharing is going to be a part of the future.
Yeah.
They might be the only ones left.
Yeah.
Plus, they say they have a lot of cash that'll get them by.
Right.
Okay. Well, that's Uber. Let's talk about Bieber.
Yeah.
We just had a whole episode full of doom and gloom. Mm-hmm. And I think one of the only ways for small businesses to survive in times like these is to completely reinvent. Mm-hmm. As you can imagine, nobody in the world wants to go to a strip club right now. Actually, I'm sure a lot of people do. I take that back.
Yeah.
But those people are going to get coronavirus, and then no one in the world will want to go. So this strip club in Portland has found a way to pivot. They have started a meal delivery service that they're calling Bieber.
Yeah, Bieber Eats.
Bieber Eats. And the food is delivered to you by the strippers.
Unbelievable idea.
I mean, I am
Pete loves it.
Pete's moving to
into it.
Portland.
I mean,
Yeah.
I bought my ticket last night. Going tomorrow.
if they had that here, 100% of Pete's paycheck would go to Boober Eats.
I mean, that's not a bad idea for the H-Wood guys. Get your bottle waitress.
Whoa.
Yeah, but I just feel like you're just asking to get like.
You don't have to do
Assaulted.
anything. It's just they need money and.
I get it. I'm just saying you're asking for some creepy guy to just rip you into the door.
Okay.
You know, shut the door.
I mean,
and
that's
bam,
what
there goes
that's
Becky.
what's happening in Portland.
Portland might be a little more peaceful.
You also see
Yeah,
in the
Portland, all they're doing is being woke and shit.
in the state of Texas, the governor allowed and gave pretty much everyone, I guess, people who are delivering food, the ability to deliver alcohol too. So it gave like a free license to go, hey, you know what? You need to make money if you deliver alcohol. That's actually like, if you could just order alcohol from your favorite restaurant too, a full bar, that might help.
Yeah, I saw some tweets of some famous restaurants, like you can pay $25 for a gallon of our margarita mix.
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
Why don't you deliver fucking Corona tests?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Imagine if Uber, like with every delivery, you could get tested for Corona.
They said they're going to do that. Not that deal, but the CEO was all over saying we're going to help deliver tests.
Well, hurry it up. Actually, I don't want them to start testing, man.
Yeah, the numbers
I wish they
are
would
pretty
just not.
scary.
It's going to be really bad.
Did you guys see the Barstool guy get tested? He did a whole vlog about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
lower
KFC.
Oh.
Oh, did he get it?
Yeah. He goes in New York. He drives to like this location at 7 a.m. He has to wait
KFC
2
is
hours.
Mahomes.
He did
Yeah.
the
Yeah, and then they do the
nose
swab
and
up the
throat.
nose, and then he's like, "Oh, that's it," and then just drives off.
Does he have it?
I mean, he's like, I've had an insane cough for like 5 days. He's sniffling, doesn't look good, but then he's just like, I just need to get tested because I have all the symptoms. But he's
But
like,
turnaround takes a minute, right?
Couple
yeah,
days.
I think it could take.
If you're
a couple
famous,
days,
an hour.
Yeah.
so there,
Yeah.
so it's windows up. You're like sticking shit to the window so they can read and see what you're doing or who you are. And then at the very last moment, you take the window down and they.
And they just jam.
Well, they didn't.
Oh,
She
yeah.
went slow, but it went deep.
It went
like she just kept
deep.
going and going.
I think Donovan Mitchell said when he got tested, like his eyes were watery.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
like a pro athlete ready for pain.
Yeah, I've seen it a couple
That's
times
a different
on TikTok.
area, though. You can't train that area.
Yeah.
that is.
Okay, well, listen. Boober Eats, bring it to LA.
I love it.
Okay, we got a birthday?
So, a longtime Kathy and, supports our live events. His wife reached out. He goes, it's his 33rd birthday.
Hey, me too.
Everyone's going through, quarantine life. And he goes, wish him a happy birthday. Carlos Carrera. Happy birthday, bro.
Carlos
Happy
Carrera. Let me
birthday.
tell you what. So far for me, 33 has been a shitty year.
Yeah.
So hopefully yours ends up better.
I mean, unfortunately, this year is washed unless like your family, your last name's Purell and just fluked into the fucking hand sanitizer fortune.
Yeah, that's for damn sure. I will say I've seen some people quarantined in mansions and it looks incredible.
Yeah.
Like basketball courts and gyms.
Yeah.
Anyway, Carlos, happy birthday, man. Good
Yeah.
luck.
Live it up.
Live it up.
It's only up from here.
Yeah.
Well,
It
it might
can't
go
get
down,
any worse.
it might go down
I
a little
disagree.
bit, but then it's
I would
really.
say it's only up from July.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into our winners losers content. This
Okay.
one's tough for me. No one's a winner.
I agree.
I have
Skip
winners.
the winner.
Yeah,
I have
me,
winners.
Go ahead. Who's your winners?
Billionaires. You guys won big. You're going to live. You're going to get tested. You're going to watch us all go down the fucking drain.
Yeah, good for you.
and,
Yeah.
And give your $15 million checks, which I spit on.
Blech.
Yeah. And when I spit, you may get Corona, billionaires.
Yeah,
And
they won't be anywhere near you.
And yeah, they won't. And it's disgusting. And it's I'm just sad for what is about to happen to everyday regular people.
Yeah.
It's fucking horrific.
Yep. Okay.
And that's my loser.
That's how winners.
Loser or winner?
My winner is
Everyday regular
billionaires, and the losers are everybody else.
Yeah. Okay, Anand, who's your loser? Wait, who's my winner? I don't have a winner.
I don't have a winner. The loser is this Republican senator that is now kind of gone viral today. His name's Richard Burr. He was part of a committee that was early on knowing the threats of coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
And while stocks were still high, I think he came fresh off a meeting and dumped $1.6 million of stocks that are now effectively a fraction of that value because he had private briefings of how bad this really is going to be. Thought he could get away with it, and looks like he got caught.
Wow. Loser. This guy should be jailed for life.
He should definitely be in jail for this.
You know what? I have a winner. All of the Harvey Weinstein victims.
Okay.
They're winners. This guy's going to spend the rest of his life in jail. I'm going to be honest. I never thought that would happen. A lot of things are happening this year that I never thought would happen. He got 23 years. He's
what if
outta
the
here.
fool lives?
Yeah, whatever. I mean, if he lives, then whatever. But to be honest, I never thought he would go to jail.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. My loser is, you know what? I've actually given him winner a couple times, I think, and I want to make sure I do my duty. My loser is Donald Trump. All jokes aside, it is great content, and I personally still don't think he's going to suffer. China.
Kung flu.
Going to suffer because he's so good with words, but you see, sure enough, the moment something real happens, it is grossly mismanaged.
Yeah.
And whatever, we're all going to pay the price. So is what it is. I still think he's going to get reelected. I think, once again, he's so good with words that people do not understand how poorly he handled it and is continuing to handle it and is going to continue to handle it. And this thing is all going to be a mess, I'm afraid. And I thought for sure this is your one chance to act like a dictator. It's your one chance to kick immigrants out or seal up the borders, not let immigrants in. He didn't take it.
Yeah.
So when we needed it most, your racism didn't kick in.
Yeah.
Okay. Content recommendations. Everyone's stuck at home. What do they do?
Mine is I just started watching on All American Season 2 on Netflix. Great
that?
show. It's like a 90210 type show. High school football kids.
Did you ever watch that Netflix one? My Block or whatever?
No, I actually didn't get to it.
Okay.
I got roped into All American.
Okay.
That was also trending.
Nice.
So the trending page is really getting you.
Yeah.
It's really working on you.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're just combing the trending page
Yeah.
for Russian bots and content.
Yeah. I mean, Dee's a front runner. Dee's always been a front runner. He wants to do what the winners are doing.
Yes.
Anand, what do you got?
A Hulu show with Reese Witherspoon, Kerry Washington.
Nice.
Little fires everywhere.
Okay. Sounds like modern day life.
It's about this community that deals with a little class warfare, a little racial identity,
Ooh.
a little bit of everything.
How fun.
And it's entertaining.
Okay.
I liked it.
I'm going to be honest. This is the truth. I've literally been reading my little book, sorry, Pete, and watching old episodes, catching up on Curb Your Enthusiasm. I'm on season 7. I've made it through literally 7 seasons.
Okay.
But what I'm most excited for is Ozark on the 26th.
Another season?
Yeah, that comes
I
out.
stopped watching that show for a season. It's
Too dark?
Too dark.
Yeah.
Literally, it's too dark. The lighting of the show is too dark.
And tonight, The Weeknd's dropping an album.
Is he?
Yeah.
That's nice. Nice, depressing, emo.
Yeah.
We had
if
to
anyone
really
wants
help
to
you through this depressing
Stay at home
time.
in quarantine and remember their ex. Now's a good
man.
time.
And then looks like our mayor is trying to
Shut down the city.
shut down the city.
Yeah, what are you saying?
It's unclear because it's happening at this moment, but it sounds like all non-essential retail has to be shut down. All malls, I think there are still businesses operating. So I
How
think
about warehouses that ship clothing for e-commerce brands? Asking for a friend.
I'll tell you why that is not getting shut down, because Amazon has lobbyists and they ain't gonna let shit stop.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we just so happen to be in an industry that is controlled by one of the largest companies on earth.
I'm down for that.
There's no way. What are you going to say? People can't get their supplies?
Yep.
Like, how are you going to choose
So
which?
what changes? So we're pretty much sheltering, like what closes in addition to what's already closed?
It's happening. So I
All
don't
I
know.
see is LeBron
Oh.
saying, stay safe. The mayor's about to shut everything down.
Malls, playgrounds, non-essential. I mean, I think it's just slightly more aggressive of what they already have.
Like takeout still closed? Or
It's still open. I think that, like, for instance, like you could still, some stores were still open.
Yeah.
Like if the owner just decided to do it, they were leaving it open.
Like there were like Adidas was keeping some of their stores open. Prada was keeping their stores open in London.
I mean, the other day when we recorded on Tuesday, I really wanted a jump rope for my new at-home
Big
workouts.
Five was open.
And yeah, and the boxing store on Melrose was open. They were like the only store.
We bought a puzzle last night.
A puzzle?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, PlayStation 4, good way to waste us.
We had to go to like this
There's not a
alley.
5?
5's coming.
We had to go to this alley in Beverly Hills because they weren't open in the front, and a woman
a
came
drug
out and just
deal?
like, "Whoa, here's your
Like, yo, let
puzzle."
me get two
Get
of
the
those
fuck out of
puzzles.
here. How many puzzles do you need?
We got 2.
Yeah, good call.
We got 2, right?
Okay, well, looks like we're still in business
All right.
for now.
Stay safe,
Yeah, so
everyone.
look, it says residents of Los Angeles are not going to be mandated to stay at home, but effective tonight, the mayor of LA has ordered all non-essential businesses to keep their workers at home.
Who's not essential?
We're already doing that.
Yeah.
This is essentially a work from home order, but
Yeah.
warehouse
There's no
is good.
difference.
Everyone but Pete.
Everyone but Pete. Pete and I will be syncing movies.
Yeah, literally the whole.
I literally have meetings and calls and like people are still showing up here.
Yeah, it's amazing. Okay, well there you have it, guys.
I also have 2 people that I
Takeout
do.
and delivery still. Nothing's changed.
No,
I also have 2 people that voluntarily show up here. Taylor and Robbie.
Woo!
Yeah.
let's give it up to
Literally.
Tim too.
I've been
Tim-
complaining
Tim-
about remote working, how
Yeah.
stupid it is.
Yeah.
And Taylor shows up here every day and tells me, "Oh, you're old. You don't know what you're doing." And I'm like, "Why are you showing up here every day?"
He's bored. Remote working's boring as shit.
I was getting cabin fever.
Yeah, yeah. Robbie's getting
And
cabin.
shout out to Tim, even though he has corona, he still hasn't complained.
Yeah.
He's here every day. I haven't heard any. He's not scared.
We are an essential business. We are a communication tool for the public.
I agree.
If CNN gets to go on, we fucking go on.
Yeah. Fuck you, Mayor.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah. Okay, Drama said that one, just so we are all clear.
I love
Like,
the LAPD and the
said
good
that?
folks protecting us.
Just kidding. Love you, dude. I'm just totally kidding. I'm just a little frustrated. Okay? All right, that's it.
Except your boy Pete segment that keeps getting ignored.
Okay, go. Give away something.
Oh, you got a
Okay,
fucking
we're
segment.
just going to do it really fast because we're
What
only
is
going to
it,
do in the
dude?
idea that we should have far more listeners since all of you are at home.
Yeah.
So you tell 5 people. We need to get listeners way
Listen,
up.
if the coronavirus can spread this fast, so can group
So
chat.
can we. So if you, out of the people you haven't told already, tell 5 more people about us.
We need to be more
Listen.
contagious than Corona.
Yeah,
Yes.
just go out instead of coughing. Tell people about group chat.
Oh, by the way, I had a winner. I totally forgot. You know the big black guy with the big schlong?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah,
It's,
yeah.
He's the winner.
It's OG Mudbone.
Who's that?
That's the guy.
Is he a porn star?
Yeah.
Okay.
We found him
He
in like
just got
middle
so
school.
excited. He's like, "You don't know him? I've been watching his
It's
dick for
OG
years."
Mudbone. He has an
Literally,
amazing dick.
go search OG Mudbone. You'll find his sex tapes. They're wild. We found him in like middle school. These guys so old.
my
Okay, and
God.
he's everywhere.
He's the most
literally-
famous man in America.
It's
Yes.
a fake. It's a fake dick, by the way.
Oh, it is?
Yes, it's
Oh,
surgically.
you've seen it.
Yeah, we've done all this research way years
And the
years
original
ago.
guy died, right?
Huh? I don't know if he died.
That's what Matt Belinsky said.
I mean, this is
said that he
years.
died?
This is literally
He
when I
did
was
a
like
whole
13.
deep dive on Instagram.
The dick is surgically attached?
Yes, dude, that thing is a fucking log.
Sounds like a newsletter topic.
Yeah,
Yeah, OG Mudbone.
with pictures. With pictures.
If you were born with that, how what do you?
he's the most.
Where does
I
that
get
fit?
texted.
I don't know, man. You're the one who's seen
different
the videos.
Pictures
I
of
know.
him every 5
You've
minutes.
seen the picture.
Yeah. 100. Yeah, same. Everyone in the United States has seen that guy's dick.
Yes.
Fake or not.
I mean, it's gotten like so ridiculous. Like the iterations of him and his dick.
Yeah.
It's
Tell me
everything.
one- tell me-
Puzzles, hand sanitizer.
yeah, puzzles.
Dick.
He's in
Name me-
old
name me
pictures from like
one-
the 1920s.
He's in the White House briefings.
They put the Surgeon General guy.
I don't think there's one dick that has been more seen in the country.
No.
Not right now. No.
Yeah.
Okay. World's most famous dick. That's the title of the episode.
OG Mudbone.
OG Mudbone. Rest in peace, maybe. We're not sure.
Yeah, hopefully you're alive.
Okay. All right, guys. That's it. Subscribe to our newsletter, group-chat.com. Hit us up on social media at groupchatpod. Hit up Think Jinx. Use that discount code. Return it if you don't like it, but I'm pretty sure you will. All right. I mean, take care. It feels a little weird, but stay safe. We'll be through it soon.